So, our Flipgrid discussion was a good way of communicating using media about media, right? And thank you for those who have contributed to this post, who have led the discussion, who have commented to other people's posts. And I'm sure that you have learned an essential way of expressing yourselves through Flipgrid. And plus, you will be receiving grade for participation and attendance because of the task that you have finished. For that, thank you. And this is the third month of Media Literacy Workshop. And starting from today, this month, we will speak about advertisement media. So today's topic is types and influence of advertisement media. The word advertisement or advertisement as pronounced in Northern America probably is everywhere, just like media itself. It keeps popping up in our social media, it's on the billboards, it's in magazines, newspapers. So advertisement can appear on both traditional and digital media. So today we are going to take a look at some types of advertisement media, their purposes, and why do we use advertisements, and what should we pay attention when we come across advertisements or advertising of various origin on different media platforms. Okay, so where can we find advertisements? Basically everywhere. Probably advertising is one of the forces driving media to develop. As advertisers, they usually tend to pay for the posts, for the products, so that they would be advertised. In traditional media, you can find advertisements on broadcasting and in print as well. Television, radio, even music, movies, they all have some kind of advertisement. Print media, newspapers, magazines, books, signs, billboards, they all contain media. If you carefully take a look on the back page of any book, you can see that publisher of this book is advertised with the books that they are publishing and other products. Regarding the new type of media or modern media, now you can see advertisements on websites, on applications. They can pop up when you're playing a game or surfing the net. You receive advertisements through email, spamming, podcasts. They do advertise products, smartphones, and video streaming. So there are many popular ways of advertising through digital media. Also, sometimes bloggers, wiki writers, ebook writers, and others work with companies in order to advertise their products so that they would benefit themselves and do their job. Basically, advertisements are everywhere and they target specific audience and they send messages. And our task is to analyze those messages and to understand them in full. So today we'll discuss about the meaning of those messages, what to pay attention when we come across to advertisements, and then we will have some practical exercises and of course, English improvement video at the end of our session. So, well, advertisements are usually delivered through fast delivery media or slow delivery media. The faster is the advertisement, platform possessing advertisement, higher is the reliability. No, the fastest, the lowest reliability. Slow delivery, that usually has higher reliability. As we have talked about pros and cons of traditional media and digital media, we assume that traditional media is more trustworthy as it takes time. Specialists take a look at it and editors edit the content and they check the information, and that's why it's more reliable, but it's slow, just like this. When the delivery is quite fast, the reliability levels can fall. So when we have television programs that are fully developed, professional ones, then we can rely on them. When we have newspapers, academic journals, magazines that are published once a month or once a year, so they go through a careful process of an analysis and selection. So probably they also have higher reliability. Regarding movies, podcasts, websites, blogs, and social network, they are very fast, though less reliable. Just like this, the platform possessing this media, in our case today, it's advertisement. Yes, advertisement is a type of media as well. Then the reliability of advertisement also depends on the reliability of the platform publishing or spreading it. So it's as simple as that. If you're using a reliable, trustworthy form of media, then more or less you have a newspaper or television advertisement that is reliable and checked. If you are using fast delivery media, then the advertisement that pops up in fast delivery perhaps has lower reliability. So this is the very first thing you should know about advertisements. Well, you can find advertisements of trustworthy origin in more slowly delivered media, let's say, content. And you can see less trustworthy advertisements in the fast delivered systems of media. Now, we are sending and receiving advertisements or advertising messages on a large scale today. So with mass communication, there is a gap between sender and the receiver. Though we also advertise certain things, certain products, we are usually receivers of this product. And here the important thing is feedback. When you are receiving a message, an advertising message, then your task is to collect feedback, which means that through the other people who have used the product or who have ordered the services, you can collect more trustworthy information. So when we deal with advertisement that we find on fast delivery, our task is to check the feedback, to check the comments of other users. So it can be one way that we can rely on this advertisement. Now, when you come across advertisement, ask yourself a question of who is sending this message and who is telling the story. So who are the gatekeepers, those who decide what to let out and what to hold in? We've got to be aware. So this picture here, gate, symbolizes the delivery of advertisement because the producers of advertisements usually let go of what they want. The other things, some part of truth, will be kept behind the gates, which means that we can only see what they want us to see. This is the tricky thing with advertisements. That's why we have to always wonder who is sending the message. Is it the whole story? And who is telling the story? So that we can understand if we can rely on this advertisement or not. Now, here you can see two examples of, let's say, examples of how media can relate to the same event. Events of 9/11, which were shocking for American people, are illustrated here in those pictures. Take a look at the picture 1 and take a look at picture number 2. So comparing those two pictures, can you tell me what are your impressions? So looking at picture 1, what do you think? How do you act? And what does picture number 2 tell you? You can speak up. Yes, sure.
In the picture 1, society is going to be calmed. They want to, nothing happened. Everyone is just living their lives. But in the second picture, I think it is near to what happened actually, and they want to be aware this can happen in your part too. So I think this is the idea of the newspaper printers, or I don't know who produce media. If they want the society to be calmed, they produce the first picture. If they want to make them aware,
Induce
they
panic,
want to,
right?
yeah, panic. Yeah, yes.
Okay, thank you. So now let's take a look at those two pictures too. Barack Obama, a very controversial and famous president, former president of the USA, is illustrated in those pictures. Take a look at the first collection of pictures and then take a look at the second collection. So now you will have again contradicting impressions. Nazima, would you like to talk about this?
Yes, I think the first picture, the I think they are trying to show the good sides of the president, and in the second picture, I think they are trying to show the how can I say mistakes or bad sides of the Barack Obama's shortcomings, I think.
Okay, all right, thank you. So media makes us see what they want us to see.
Yes,
Well,
it's like biased, right?
Sure. It's a bias because there is a whole story and we are never told whole story. We only see from the perspective of the producer. So in the first collection of the pictures, the producer is, let's say, producer receives benefits from portraying US president as a very official and reliable person. While in the second collection, they are specifically collecting the moments in order to, let's say, negatively affect the respect he holds among people. Just like this, all type of media, including advertisement or advertising messages, they don't tell you the whole story. They always show you one aspect. And in order to get to the full picture, you have to ask yourself questions. So what are those questions? We will take a look at them using one example. So that is an advertisement, probably an advertisement of a campaign. Still not using recycled paper, we are stamped. So you can see the producer of this advertisement, or probably they are the, let's say, client for a advertisement producing company. So they have made this small advertisement and posted it on billboards and delivered it through fast delivery channels like social media. When we take a look at this, we will have lots of questions. And what those questions should be, where should those questions lead us in order to see the whole truth behind this advertisement? First of all, always try to search for the source of this advertisement. Is it delivered by an individual writer, photographer, blogger, a company? Is it a movie? Who is the creator? Or even more important, who is the client? Who is paying for this ad? Who has the most benefit out of this ad? In this case, you will get close to the key question of whose message is that? And if I receive this message, if I'm affected by this message, moved by this message, then who has control over the content? This is the very first question to ask. As you can see that here, people who sell recycled paper probably are the creators or the orders of this content. Are they protecting the environment? Well, taking a look at the little text here at the bottom to get the buzz on where to buy recycled paper, call the recycling hotline or visit our website. So probably they are making business on that. It's not really about the environment. Probably they are using environment as the gate.
Yes.
Talk about the Nazima, you have something to
Yes.
say about it?
I think they are trying to make a profit. They are trying to earn the money, I think.
So this is how advertisement works. They try to touch your feelings.
Yes.
So if you are concerned about the environment, then they are using it as a hook to catch you, and then they are making profit. So as you can see, this little advertisement is not as, let's say, as innocent as it looks. Next question to ask is audience. So who the message is designed to reach? Who are they targeting? Usually, advertisements are clearly functioning on the level of ages, gender, class, interests, and other factors. They always target some audience. For example, TV shows are designed to reach millions of people, letters or emails may be intended for one person only, and etc. Going back to our advertisement, what do you think? Who is the audience here? Who are they trying to reach with this?
Maybe university students who use paper, or offices who print daily, or even companies who send not emails, who send letters to each other.
Very good. Probably offices are the biggest customer group here, right? They buy lots of paper. Now, the next thing is text. The text of any piece of media, especially advertisement media, is what you actually see or hear. It can include written or spoken words, depending on the type of advertisement. If it's printed, video advertisement, or audio advertisement, it can include graphics, pictures, moving images, sounds, and combination of some or all elements. And of course, there is a little kind of a story behind this text. So let's take a look at the text. Still not using recycled paper, we are stamped. So what you can notice is, first of all, it's very short. The text the advertisements use, they are very short because people, let's say, they hardly tolerate advertisements, especially when they pop up when they are playing a game or watching TV show. Then they have to deliver the content or the message very quickly. That's why they try to maintain the minimum amount of the words. Next, you can notice that there is kind of a story. Next time, use paper made from paper, not trees. So this is the central message. This is the story. As you can notice that the short the story is, the better the advertisement has the effect. Now, after the text, you can see the subtext. Subtext is an individual interpretation of a media message, and it's not usually written or spoken. This is the impression we get, or this is the unspoken or unwritten part of the text that we actually get. And every person may interpret this unspoken subtext based on their worldview. And two people can interpret the text on two different levels. Now let's check this. Take a look at the text, read all the text that this advertisement has, and now try to tell me what are the unspoken words here or unwritten words, the message that they are trying to deliver to you, but not clearly written here.
One idea which is not written was the trees which has been cut. And so they want to send a message that we will be out of trees if you continue using the paper with the picture. They want to send this message.
Okay, very good. Okay, so Naziman, what is your interpretation? As we said that people can interpret it differently.
Yes, I think I also consider that the picture is unspoken, unspoken sentence, I think. And also, here it is a symbol, which I think the county of San Mateo, something,
Yeah,
the over symbol. I think
Mhm.
it's also some kind of symbol of them.
Okay, great. So basically, in
May I
simple
share
words,
one
yes,
idea?
please, sure. You have a new idea, please.
One idea that I got from this picture, that as you have mentioned it, yes, they are going to sell their product maybe, because here they give the telephone numbers. They can alter the paper to emails or electronic saving documents, but they
Okay.
are alternating the paper to paper made from paper, which means they are not totally targeting to save nature by alternating to online formats, but they are kind of giving their own product to alternate the paper made of trees.
Okay, great. So we can see the slight difference between how one person interprets this text and the other person interprets this text. So advertisements can affect people differently. If you are too concerned about the environment and you see this text and you see, okay, so this is a good way of protecting trees, so I'll go for it. If you're a skeptic, then you say, okay, they are selling it. Anything that is sold that has a price, it is not about something good. It's about profit usually. It's just like this. Our interpretations, they happen in our heads and they can vary from person to person. But the thing is, we have to always be aware of the unspoken part of the message. Now, persuasion techniques. Well, advertisements are nothing but persuading tools. They try to persuade you into doing something. So this text that we have just discussed, what are the persuading techniques that they have used and how they try to persuade you? As you can see here that they're asking questions and they're providing answers on your behalf. And they're telling you what to do. Next time, use paper made from paper, not trees. Here, persuading is, let's say, carried out on different levels. First, they are trying to use simple words with strong meaning, and then they are giving stress. They're putting stress on the word paper, 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 paper. You can see that this word paper is intentionally repeated, which means that you know the paper, you take a look at it and see paper everywhere. So you decide, okay, this is where I can buy paper from. Just like this, persuading techniques can be different. Repetition is one of them. They can use celebrities to make you buy things. They can use pictures. Here, picture also serves as a persuasion technique because it really causes concern and raises awareness about a certain problem that they are using scapegoating to get profit. So great. I think we were talking about point of view, right? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. Great. So let's continue. Thank you.
Yes.
We talked about point of view that nobody tells the whole story. And deconstructing was the thing that we were discussing. Every time when you are thrown an advertisement, your task is to deconstruct it, to, let's say, divide it into parts and to see who is the creator, who is the client, and what is the story, what they are telling you, and what they are implying by not telling you. So point of view is very important, and it can actually point at the creator, or it can point at the client of this advertisement. Doing this, analyzing the point of view, you will be able to see what is the real story behind this advertisement and why they are delivering it to you. So these are the basic things that you should keep in mind. I will repeat them once more. Point of view, of course, persuasion techniques that they have used, subtext, text, audience, source, and of course, everything in combination. So when you ask yourself those questions, you will be more or less armed with critical thinking that's necessary to deal with advertisements. Now, you have received some information on how to deal with advertisements. I will present you some advertisements and you will analyze me. What is the source? Who is the audience? What is the text? What is the unspoken words? What persuasion techniques are used? And what is the point of view? Let's start. So for this task, you will see two different advertisements. So this is the first one. Take a look at the advertisement. It's a billboard advertisement. So I printed one. So what do you think? Okay, I think today we are really having technical moments a lot. Again, my apologies for this. So something is happening with the Wi-Fi connection. I think I got everyone back, right? You guys can see the screen and you can guys hear me, right? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. Who will discuss this advertisement? Based on the source, the text, the subtext, and all other parts, who will tell me what is the story behind it and why they are, let's say, using the elements that they have used? Who is the target audience that they have aimed for? So let's go with it.
May I?
Yes, please, Munawar.
I think they are targeting the male customers and those who are planning to have a summer holiday. And the
Right.
volcano means maybe it is to demonstrate the super hot condition or weather. And maybe the whale demonstrates being active and being kind of, so it is to sell their product. Everything can be hot, but you will be cool because on the shoulder they drove the ocean. I don't know.
Okay.
It is just my ideas.
Okay, so you can see the text. Can you tell us something about the subtext or unspoken text? What do you think? What is the unspoken message here?
Unspoken message is if you are ready to summer holiday, buy our product. Sorry, I'm with my kids.
Okay, that's fine. That's quite fine. Thank you. Okay, so anything else that others add regarding the, let's say, the point of view and perhaps the persuasive techniques that they have used?
I think they are trying to show, and they are trying advertise the spices, right? And also, and they are telling that all spices, all spice comes from mine in the Bahamas. And also, this may be a point of them in order to advertise. And also, I cannot understand that this fact has not been fact checked. I cannot understand this point, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting point. Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Nazima. Okay, so now,
May I add one
yes,
idea?
please.
They took it with the product name too. Nazima, this is not a spice. It is, I think, a deodorant. Yeah. It is a perfume product.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sure, and it says Allspice Bahamas scent comes from an antiperspirant mine in the Bahamas. This fact has not been fact-checked. What we know from our background is there is no mine for antiperspirant. It's not something that can be mined or can be dug from the ground. It's, let's say, chemicals that are created in the lab, the cosmetic chemicals that are used for cosmetic purposes. So there is no mine, and they are just targeting Bahamas, perhaps. And by saying this fact has not been fast check, they are trying to be silly and funny, and they are trying to catch attention, perhaps. So exactly this advertisement comes from 2010, Old Spice, Smell Like a Man. This is the name of the advertisement. Old Spice campaign poster from 2010 was a transformative mass market campaign for aftershave brand, actually. So it's for aftershave mostly. Though they produce deodorants mostly, this time they have targeted the market for aftershaves. Prior to this advertisement, Old Spice brand was mostly associated with, let's say, middle-aged male buyers, but now they try to target younger audience with this advertisement. So the sources, that's for sure a company that sells aftershave, and the client is also probably they are. And what they are targeting is they are trying to sell by advertising this to young male having rest in Bahamas, probably. So people, young people who travel a lot, who see the world, who visit beaches and other places, probably they are targeting, and they are trying to be very, let's say, breezy and casual and funny. That's why they are trying to attract the attention of the male audience for this aftershave. The next one, a bit strange advertisement. Take a look at this one and what do you think? What are they advertising, and what's the source? What is the hidden message here? And well, who is the client for this advertisement maybe? Take a careful look, read the text and the subtext. Roshan is replying as homeless people, straight to the point. Yes, the first impression is it deals with homeless people. So then who is advertising this? And what is the story?
Media producers.
Sorry?
Media producer here. I think those who rent or provide shelter for those who are homeless.
Okay, all right. Okay, so what is the message here? What is the message behind this advertisement? What they are trying to say? So they are saying, but where will we live? He can't do that. I can face it. But these are not the exact sentences that they are aiming for. They are saying something different with those sentences. So what is the thing that they are saying without saying?
I think they are not aiming to the public directly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I think
Yes.
I think maybe they are trying to give credit for houses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe. Well, now let's see the whole story behind
Or
it.
maybe they are advertising their service to the government to be supported or to get fund to help homeless people.
All right, yes,
Because
that's also a good
advertisements are not
point.
only for those people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, the story behind this advertisement is it's called Shelter, created in 2011. A UK-based housing and homelessness charity launched an advertising campaign, and their aim was, well, to introduce shelters free services to the homeless people. And they were targeting them. They are telling them they can seek advice, ask for help from the shelter. So basically, it's for homeless people who are searching for some support. So how effective they were, that's now let's say, subject to interpretation, but analyzing, seeing all the story behind this advertisements can help you a lot. It can help you identify the purpose of the advertisement. It can help you to see if the advertisement is worth your attention. It can help you to see the unspoken truth behind it. And you might even be able to identify who are keeping the gate. So we talked about the gate in the beginning, right? So gate is like a platform for advertisement. Then they let out whatever they want you to see. So what is the story behind the gate? That is what you should always ask from yourself when you come across any advertisement. So this session was Introduction to Advertising. Starting from next session, we will be talking more about advertisements, let's say other aspects of advertisements. So today we'll basically discuss types and the influence, and of course the questions that are raised based on the advertisements. As usual, we have English Improvement Corner for today, and we will talk about advertising. Please listen to a short video. They will introduce you to the terms and key content vocabulary to use for, let's say, for advertisements and for advertising. And the accent that is targeted in this video is totally North American. So that's why the pronunciation of advertising, advertisement are very common there. You can pick up any pronunciation pattern that you prefer, as English is already a global language, right? So let's watch this video now.
Hello, and welcome to Unit 3, Advertising. In this unit, we will discuss how advertisers use different types of media to try to sell their products. But first, it is important to answer the question, what is advertising? We will answer that question in this video. Advertising is creating messages to tell people about a product or service and to convince them to buy it. The message that is created about a product for sale is called an advertisement, or ad for short. In order for a company to spread messages about their products, they use the media. It is common to see advertisements in magazines and newspapers, as well as on the radio and television. Advertisers, people who create advertisements, have also thought of different and interesting places to put advertisements. For example, you may see ads printed on the side of a bus or even on the side of a building. In recent years, new technology has allowed companies to advertise their products in new ways. For example, many companies are now using social media to advertise a product. Some companies create Facebook pages to show and explain their products. Others may post a video of the product on YouTube or post a picture of the product on Instagram. We will talk more about how advertisers use the internet and social media to advertise in later videos. The goal with any advertisement is to get as many people to see it as possible. If many people see an ad, then many people will know about the product or service. If many people know about the product or service, hopefully, many people will buy it. People who buy products or services are called consumers. Advertisers spend huge amounts of money to get many consumers to see their ads. Let's look at an example. Think of a soccer game. Let's say Barcelona versus Real Madrid. This popular soccer game will be watched by millions of people. Because so many people watch this game, advertisers will pay huge amounts of money to have a commercial played during this time. A commercial is an advertisement played on the radio or television. In addition, companies will pay to have the name of their company printed on the soccer players' shirts. You will also see advertisements along the side of the soccer field. All of these advertisements cost companies a great deal of money. Advertisers pay the money so that the millions of people watching the game know about their product or service. So, let's summarize the key points of this video. First, advertising is creating messages to tell people about a product and to convince them to buy it. Advertisers use the media to spread their messages. Advertisers want many people to see their ads and are willing to pay huge amounts of money to do so. In the next video, you will learn how and why you should think critically about advertisements.
Okay, so this short video introduced you to the concepts of advertisements and the basic vocabulary that you need when you deal with advertisements. Now, basically that's what we were aiming for today. If you have any questions regarding advertisements and how they are created, what are the story behind them, how to analyze them, then you are welcome to do so. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. If you have understood all the points and now you have some concerns or some, let's say, opinion to speak about it, then you're welcome to do your reflections. Take your time and reflect on the session. Tell us now, how have you started viewing advertisement? Or you can just take any particular advertisement that's repeated very often on any delivery channel. It can be TV or your smartphone. It can be on social media, and just try to analyze it. So based on this session, now I can see what is the source. So this advertisement is aiming for this. They are telling this part of the story, but probably they are not telling this part of the story. So that's up to you, whatever format you choose. Reflect on what you have learned for today and write your reflections. So that's it for today. If you have no questions, that we will be meeting again for the next session. Now, yes, sure. You're asking to take a look at your reflections. You can email me some of your reflections. You know our email, yes, gstproject.act@gmail.com. You can email me your reflections. I will take a look and I will give you, let's say, my feedback. But actually, that's your work, that's your reflection, that's your personal reflection. So whatever format you choose, however you write it, it's totally okay. The instructions that I'm providing here are just guides. They are guidelines, but they are not your limits. You can choose whatever format that applies to you. So, but if you think that you need some extra guidance or you need some more information, more, let's say, encouragement to carry out this work, please email me your reflections. I will sure take a look and provide feedback for your future reflections. Is watching the same news from different sources good idea to see full view of story? Roshan is asking everyone. So if you guys remember, we had a full session about news, right? How to analyze if the news was fake or trustworthy, and what are the techniques that we can find out that news was fake. Actually, watching or reading from different sources is a good idea to analyze if this news is trustworthy or not. You can watch our previous sessions on YouTube channel of American Spaces, or in our group, I provide the recordings every week. So if you need information on this, Ravshan, yes, sure, you can go ahead and watch that session. I think we talked about news in the very first month in September. It should be during the second week of our sessions. Yes, well, thank you for participating today. I will see you next time. Take good care of yourselves.